we're going to discuss options for printing our total training course catalog. First, you'll notice that in our index, it actually says Adobe Classes instead of Index for this section. And if we go to the master table of contents, we can see we have that problem here as well. So we need to fix that first. Let's go back to Index first. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on the A Master to go to the master pages. I'm going to get my text tool, if I don't have it already, right here. And I'm just going to click inside that area where it says Adobe Classes. I'm going to go Command A because I'm working on a Mac for this chapter. If you're working on a Windows PC, the keyboard shortcut would be, of course, Control A. And I'm going to type Index to replace the Adobe Classes. Now I need to change this color to something a little bit different than what we use for the Adobe Classes. We're using different color coding here. So I'm going to go Command A once again. And what I'm going to do in this case is I'm going to go to the color panel over to the side dock, and I'm going to set a new CMYK color that's going to be 100% magenta, 0% yellow and black, and let's say 75% for cyan. So it gives me a really bright purple. Now the thing about this is that as I set this color up, it's very strong and it's the full intensity. I want a lighter tint of this as I'm setting that type to the background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this flyaway menu and I'm going to add it to the swatches. When I go to my swatches panel, sure enough I'll see that it's that cyan 75%, magenta 100%, no yellow or black, but that the tint is set solid at 100%. I'm going to scale that back to 25% like we used for the other shades. And that should give us a light violet background that'll sit behind the page number for our index. I'm going to go Command C to copy it, would be Control C if you're working on a Windows PC. Go over to this side here, go Command A, Command V to paste, so I have index set for both of those. And I'm going to go over here to where this is set on this side, and I'm going to set that to align to the left by going Command Shift L, Control Shift L if you're working on a Windows PC. So we've replaced the index section right here. I'm going to go back to the pages and go back to my page 21. And when I do that, we'll see there's a little asterisk there that lets us know that this file hasn't been saved. I'm going to go Command S to save it. No more asterisk. And now I'm going to go to the master table of contents file. Click on that. And in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get rid of that text. So I'm going to click right in here on my master pages. I'm going to click right in here, go Command A, and I'm just going to delete it. Going to do the same thing over here. Command A, because I'm working on a Mac. If you're working on a Windows PC, of course, it would be Control A, and simply delete it. So now for my master table of contents, if I go back to that page, okay, that's set for that, I can see that there is no color background header. We only have the total training logo and the page number that starts off our booklet. Let's save our other files by simply clicking on the ones for Microsoft Office classes, Command S, Apple classes, Control S if you're working on your Windows PC, and then finally the first one we created with our Adobe classes, the one with our first name and the number 7.indd. I want to save that as well. And then I want to go back here to my TT Course Catalog panel on the desktop. Now you'll notice, as we're working with that we have all of these files highlighted. We also are on the file that's the style source, or the place where we built the master index for our table of contents that goes across all of the pages that we're working with. Once again, we built that into that Adobe Courses section. We're going to set that up to print right now. Click the button to print the book, and what this does is this gives us options for setting this up. I'm going to change the setup right here to change the alignment from the upper left to put it in the center. That'll give room all the way around so people can write notes and make comments off to the edges of this as we're doing our proof. It's also sound policy for whenever you're setting up a booklet to work with, unless you're making specific exceptions. But if your setup's like mine, and it's set now to align to the center and to go to General, we're actually prepared to print a proof of this book. If you're fortunate enough to have a double-sided laser printer, like I have right here, my Dell Laser Printer 5210N, what this would allow you to do is print on both sides of the sheet so you could get a rough approximation of what a book would be. So all I do is click this print button, and when I do that, it would actually set up to print a proof of the book.